So in this class, we are going to see the new topic, like unit 3 only, but the new part is here analysis and design, analysis and design of synchronous or clocked sequential circuits. Okay, so very important students, surely 10 mark question you can expect in the main exam. Okay, so first of all I want to discuss with you like what is synchronous clocked sequential circuit. Synchronous means the clock pulse is applied synchronously to all the sequential circuits. Okay, that is called synchronous clocked sequential circuits. Okay, the synchronous or clocked sequential circuits are represented by two models. Okay, two models. What are those two models? First one is Moore circuit. Next one is Milli circuit. Okay, so these are the two circuits. Okay, first one is Moore, next one is Milli. Okay, so now the question is what is Moore circuit? This is very important for two more question. What is the difference between Milli circuit and Moore circuit? Okay, so I'll just explain you now what is Moore circuit. So the Moore circuit. So Moore circuit, how is it looks like? Just see here, I'm just doing the block diagram for you. So this is my next state decoder. Please understand. If you are not understanding, ask me. It is having one memory element. Memory element. Next, the output decoder. Output decoder. Okay. Okay. Here the outputs and okay, so this is the block diagram of Moore circuit. Block diagram, input, output, diagram of Moore circuit. Okay, so now the thing is, what do in the Moore circuit? Moore circuit output, okay, output depends upon only on the present state of flip-flop. Okay, so it only depends upon the present state of the flip-flop. Okay, and input changes does not affect the output. Okay, first of all you should now understand this Moore circuit output depends upon depends only on the present state of the flip-flop. Okay, next, input changes does not affect output. Input changes does not affect output. Why? See here, input is not connected here, output. Okay, the output is only depends here upon the present state. It doesn't depend upon the input also. Okay, it requires more number of states for implementation. Another is it requires more number of states. It requires more number of states for implementing function. Okay, for implementing any function which is implemented using Milli circuit. Okay, for any function which is implemented using Moore circuit requires less number of states compared to the Milli circuit. Okay, if it require 5 states for implementing a function using Murray circuit, then the same Murray circuit it require more than 5 states. Okay, so that is the thing. So it requires more number of states for implementing function which is implemented using Murray circuit. So Murray circuit require more number of states. Okay, let's say it requires 6 states, Mille circuit 4 states only. Okay, so this is the difference between Mille and Murray. So, and how the state diagram looks like, state diagram will be like this. Please look into this. I'll explain all these things, don't worry. How the state diagram of a Murray circuit, I'm just doing it, then I will explain, don't worry students. Let's say this is 0. Just I'm giving one example, nothing else. So don't be get panic yourself. Okay. Fine. So what actually this suggests, this is the state diagram of Murray circuit. Okay, state diagram of Murray circuit. So how it looks like, it has how many states? 4 states, A, B, C and D. 4 states. So states are A, B, C, D. Okay, it has 4 states. Okay, and how this actually represented? The states are represented here. So okay, this is state, and this is actually called, this one is actually called the output, and this one is actually called the input. All of you understand? So how the states will be? States will be represented like this, and output is in the denominator, and input will be in the state transition path. Okay, so three things we have seen. How many states? And states are on the numerator. Okay, and denominator it has output, and input will be in the state transition path. Okay, so this is actually the state diagram example, one of the example of state diagram of Murray circuit. Okay, so what is the difference actually? What actually you understand about Murray circuit? Murray circuit output depends only on the present state of the flip-flop. Okay, input change. So if there is you change in the input, it doesn't affect to my output. Why? Because there is not, input is not connected to the output decoder. In the Miller circuit, you can see the input is connected to the output decoder. Okay, so input change, it will change in the output in Miller circuit, but input change does not affect to the output of the Murray circuit, and it require number of states required for this Murray circuit is more compared to the Miller circuit. Okay, so now we'll see about the Miller circuit, then you can understand about more about this. So Miller circuit, how it looks like, it has actually block diagram looks like this. It is called next state decoder. So it has inputs and also feedback path inputs. Okay, it has memory element, memory element. Okay, next the output decoder. So you can see here what I'm doing. So this is my output decoder, and here some of the inputs will be connected to the output decoder as well. Okay, so are you seeing that thing? And it will be feedback path. So this is my feedback path output. Okay, and this is my outputs. Okay, this is my input. So you can see here what is the difference between Miller circuit, Murray circuit. The output of the decoder, output decoder is not connected with my inputs. Okay, but here you can see inputs are connected to the output. So one you can guess here, input change may affect on the output of the circuit. So this will be the first point. Input change may affect the output. Okay, and next, what is that? The output depends upon both the present state of the flip-flop and on the input as well. Okay, output is depending upon the present state of the flip flop as well as the input you have seen, because input is feedback to this output decoder. Okay, next, the number of states required for implementing function is less number of states required for implementing function and any function. We'll see about all this, don't worry. Implementing function. Okay, don't worry, I'll tell about this point more about here, okay, later on. So do you all understand? So this is the block diagram of Miller circuit. Okay, only the difference is you can see the inputs will be connected to the output decoder. So you can see output is not only depend upon the present state as well as the inputs. Okay, so and output input change may affect the output, and the number of states required to design this Miller circuit is less compared to the Murray circuit. So these are the difference. So 2 marks you will get if you write all this. Okay, next, how the state diagram will be. So you can see the state diagram looks like this: A, B, C, D. 0 by 0, 0 by 0, 1 by 0, 0 by 0, 1 by 1, 1 by 0, 0 by 0, 1 by 0. So what are all this now? So see here in Murray circuit, what we have seen? We have seen that the states are in the numerator and denominator we have output, and in the state transition path we have input. Okay, but here little bit different. Why? Because we know that in Miller circuit, output doesn't depend upon the present state of the flip flop, also on the inputs. That's why in the output of the circuit, output of the state, so this is one state, this is another state. Okay, these are my states. Okay, and this 1 by 0 is written like this: 1 by 0, everywhere you can read 0 by 0, 1 by 0, 1 by 1, 0 by 0. So this 1 represents the input, this 0 represents the output. So here 0 represents the output, 0 represents the output input. So you can see output not only depends upon the present input but also the on the present state. That's why it is on the state transition path. Both input and output are on the state transition path. You can see this is my input, this is my output. So this is the difference between this state diagram of Milli circuit. Okay, one of the example. I'll discuss more about it. Don't worry. We'll do more examples. We'll do one such a designs here. Then you can understand it. How we can design the synchronous clock or sequential circuit. I'll give you the brief idea. Then you can able to understand it in better way. Okay. So do you all understand what is the difference between Murray circuit and Miller circuit? If there is no doubt, we'll move to the next part. So now, next part is steps for the design of a synchronous or clocked sequential circuits. What are the steps we have to follow to design it? Okay, so you can see in the case of combinational logic circuit, you have followed few steps. Also in the sequential circuit design, you have to follow few steps. Those are actually, there are two models but steps are different. You can see here what are the steps. I can say you the step one. I'll explain all these things, don't worry. Obtain the state table. Obtain the state table from the given circuit information. From the given circuit information such as state diagram. Okay, so I'll tell it, don't worry. Next step, this is my step one. What he has told, along with the things I'll just explain you. Next, step two. Step two is reduce number of steps, reduce number of states if possible by using state reduction technique. By using state reduction technique. I'll tell this also. One example will do so that you can understand. Very important 10 mark question, students. You'll get surely one design from the clocked sequential circuits. Okay. Next, step 3. Step 3 is assign binary values. Assign binary values to each state. Each state in the state table. In the state table. Okay. Next, step 4. What is step 4? Determine the number of flip-flop. Determine the number of flip-flop needed and choose the type of the flip-flop. And choose the type of the flip-flop to be used. To be used. Okay. So next, step 5. Step 5 is from the state table. From the state table, derive the circuit excitation table and output table. Derive the circuit excitation table and output table. Okay. Next, step 6. Step 6 is using KMF, derive the output function and output functions. Derive the output functions. Next, step 7. Draw the logic diagram. Okay, logic diagram. So these are the 7 steps you have to follow to design any synchronous clocked sequential circuit. So we'll see now one question. So the question is, a sequential circuit has one input and one output. Okay, that circuit state diagram is given below. Okay, what is the question? Circuit state diagram is given below. Design the sequential circuit with D flip-flop. Okay, so a sequential circuit, and one more thing is given: a sequential circuit has one input and one output. So this is the question, and the state diagram is given here as well. How is it? Like this. So please understand, students, very important question. So the state diagram looks like this. Okay, so this is the state diagram given. First of all, by looking into this, what type of circuit it would be? Is it Miller circuit or mirror circuit, students? It's a obviously what it looks like. What it looks like Miller circuit. Why are you getting confusion? Because in the Miller circuit, what we have state, and below we have, in the denominator we have output. But you can see only the states. In the transition path we have input and output. That's why this is the circuit which is actually Miller circuit. Okay. Do you all understand now? So now what you have to do? What is my step 1? My step 1 is what you have to what you have to do in step 1, obtain the state table. You have to get the state table from the given circuit information such as state diagram. Okay, here it has been given to you circuit information in the form of state diagram. Okay, this is my state diagram given to you. From this state diagram you derive the state table. Okay, so what you have to do, get it, obtain state table. So this is my step 1, from circuit information from the state diagram. Okay, So this is the question, first step we are need to going to do it. So tell me, what are the things actually need to be there in the state diagram? All of you know that in the state diagram we have three things. What are those? One is state. State may be present state or next state, and input and output. In the state diagram, what will be there? In the state diagram, we have how many things? Four things. One is present state, next state, input, and output. These are the things. So we are going to use those things. How do we have to retrieve those things? We have to retrieve this present state, next state, input, and output from the state diagram itself. Okay, now tell me, if this is the thing, I'm just going to tell you later on how the state diagram, state table. So this is my 0 0, this is my 0 1. So this is one state, this is another state. Okay, and state transition is like this. Let's say this is 0 to 1. Okay, so in the state diagram like this, many things are there. So this is one state, this is another state. So let's say this is my present state, this is my next state. So, and this is my input, and this is my output. Okay, so how to write those things in the state table, now I'm going to tell you. Okay, don't worry. So we have one thing in the present state, we have output qa and qb. Okay, why there is qa and qb? Okay, tell me why there is qa and qb? Because we can know from here that it has actually how many states? Actually it has two things are there, 0 0. So qa qb. Okay, and next state is what? Either it is going to same state 0 0, or else it is going to 1 0. Am I correct? It is starting from 0 0. It is either in the same state, or it is going to the next state, which is 1 0. Okay, so here we can come to know that present state, it has either it is going to the next state qa qb to qa plus 1 qb plus 1, and at that time it has some input. What is the input? Either input is 0. If input is 0, it is staying in the same state. If input is 1, it is going to the next state. Are you getting, students? So that only I am going to retrieve over here. Now I am going to draw the state table. Please check here how I am doing. So my state table has, first of all, present state. So present state has qa and qb. Okay, next we have next state. So next state, tell me, in the next state, it depends upon what? Actually the next state, it depends upon the input. If input is 0, if input is 0, you can see, let's say 0 0 is the state. If input is 0, it is in the same state. If input is 1, it is going to the 1 0 state. Am I correct, students? So x is equal to 0, input is 0, it has next state, which is qa plus 1 qb plus 1. Please try to understand something very important. For input is equal to 1, x equal to 1, input means x equal to 1, it is going to the next state qa plus 1 and qb plus 1. Okay, are you understanding? Next, output. Output will be what? Output for input 0, output is 0. For input 1, output is 1. Am I correct? So there are, for input 0, it has some output. For input 1, it has some more output. So these are my state table. Okay, all of you understand the state table? What are there will be in that state table? Mainly it has present state, next state. So this is my output. Okay, all of you understand now? Okay, so these are my state table I'm going to do. Now I'm going to have how many states? First of all, I have 4 states. What are the? 0 0, 0 1, 1 0, 1 1. That I'm going to write down just very simply. I'm just going to write down, I have 4 states: 0 0, 0 1, 1 0, and 1 1. Are you all understanding now what I'm doing? Very simple. I'm just developing the state table from the state diagram given to me. Okay, now for input x equal to 0, what is my next state, students? For input x equal to 0, what is my next state? Next state is 0 0 only. That I am going to write down here. My next state is 0 0 only. Now if my input is 1, what is my next state? My input is 1, input is 1, what is my next state? My next state is 1 0. So my next state is here 1 0. Understand? So now what is my output? For input 0, my output is 0. For input 1, my output is 1. So we can write down here 0 and 1. Do you all understand how I got this row? Just I have seen the state diagram and implemented in the state table, nothing else. I am just deriving my state table from the state diagram only. Now present state is 0 1. Where I am now? Now my present state is 0 1. Here I am. Okay. If my input is 0, I am going to which state? 1 1. So my input is 0. I am going to 1 1. Now my input is 1. My input is 1. So here my input is 1. I'm going to which state? I'm going to 0 0. Very simple. Now at that time x equal to 0, what is my output? 0. At x equal to 1, what is my output? 0. So we have both the output 0 and 0. Understand? Now 1 0. Present state is 1 0. Where I am now? I am at 1 0. Here. Here I am at now. So if input is 0, I am going to the next state 0 1. Okay. If input is 0, I am going to the next state 0 1. Okay. Now if input is 1, where I am going? If input is 1, so you have I have missed here one more state here. This is 0 by 1. Okay. So see here input is 1, I am going to 0. Sorry, I made a mistake here. For input is 1, I am going to 0 1. Okay, for input is 0, I am staying at my own state 1 0. Okay, I'm staying at own state 1 0. Okay, so these are my. Now what is my output? Output for input 0, output is 1. For input 1, output is 0. For input 0, output is 1. For input 1, output is 0. Okay, now I am staying in which state? 1 1. My present state is now 1 1. So where is my 1 1? Here I am staying in this state now. Okay, my present state is 1 1. Now if input is 0, where I am going? I am going to 0 0. So my input is 0, I am going to next state 0 0. Now for input is 1, where I am going? For input is 1, here input is 1, I am going to 1 0. Okay, I'm going to 1 0. Now what is my output? For input 0, my output is 1. For input 1, my output is 0. Input 0, output is 1. Input 1, output is 0. Okay, so this is my state table, students. So do you all understand from where I have got this state table? From the given state diagram only. So this will be given in your question. You have to derive the state table first. Do you all understand or any doubt? Please unmute and tell me. Any doubt?
Sorry,
Yeah, Parvez,
can you
any
explain
doubt?
once again?
Have you
That's
seen
truth
the
table.
state diagram? Have you seen the state diagram, Parvez?
Yes, sir.
Okay, in the state diagram, first of all, tell me where is the present state 0 0 is present. In the present state 0 0, here I am. Okay, in the present state 0 0, here I am. If input is 0, this is input is 0, where I am going? Next state 0 0 only. That I am written over here. Where I am going? If input is 0, I am going to state 0 0. This is my next state. Okay. Now, if input is 1, so where it is input is 1, where I am going? I am going to the next state, which is 1 0. Okay. That I have written. If input is 1, I am going to the next state 1 0. So if input is 0, if input is 0, what is my output? 0. If input is 1, what is my output? 1. So I have written that one. Input is 0, my output is 0. Input is 1, my output is 1. That only. Understand now? Parvez, did you
Yes, sir.
understand? Okay, like this, all the four states I have just derived in the state table. Any doubt anybody has? Anil, did you
Sir, once
understand this?
you repeat output, sir.
Output, huh? Okay. Output, what is happening? So here you can see, I have told you this is Millet circuit. Millet circuit means what? Output in the state transition path. Okay. Output will be always in the state transition path. This is my present state. This is my next state. Output and input will be in my state transition path. You can see This is my input, this is my output. For input 0, my output is 0. So here you can see in the state transition path, input is 0, my output is 0. That only I have written here. For input is 0, my output is 0. And for state transition path, I can see input is 1, my output is 1. So input is 1, my output is 1. Okay, did you understand now? Hello, did you understand now? Now you can see here one more thing. Let's say I am in state transition 1 1. Okay, so tell me what is my input and output. Here input is 0, output is 1. So you can see state transition 1 1 is here. Okay, my present state is 1 1. I am here. For input 0, output is 1. Are you seeing? For input 0, output is 1, and for input 1, output is 0. So for input 1, output is 0. Okay, simple. Do you all understand the state table? If you did not understand state table, it's difficult for you to understand other steps. I am telling you. If you understand, tell me. Lilavati, did you understand? Hello, K. Lilavati, are you there?
Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
Understood?
Yes, sir.
How I have derived the state table, do you all understand now?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Parvez, did you understand, Parvez?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about Aishwarya? Did you understand?
Yes, sir, understood.
Okay, good. So we'll move to the next step, step number 2. So, what is step number 2? What is step 2 here? Step 2 is here. Reduce number of states if possible by using state reduction technique. Okay. So, I have not yet discussed about the state reduction technique. Okay, you can see over here. Here, it is not possible to reduce the states. Okay, because two present state, next state, and outputs are not same. So, you have seen for the present state. So, there are how many present states? 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 present states. For these present states, is there anything repeated next states and outputs are present? No. That's why we cannot reduce the number of states here. Okay. States cannot be reduced. I'll do in the next example. There will be states will be reduced. States cannot be reduced. Why? Reduced because the number of state the number of states, because number of the number of two present state, next state, and outputs are not same. Okay, because there is no repeated outputs and next states for a single present state. Okay, that is the reason we cannot able to reduce it up. Okay, when we can reduce it up, when there is for the single present state, there will be two types of next states and outputs will be repeat. At that time we can able to reduce it up. Okay, so there is no possibility of state reduction since because no two states, next state, and outputs are same. Understand? So there is no state reduction is not possible. Okay, step 3. This you will understand whenever I will do in the next example, this step 2. Okay, step 3 is what you have to do in the step 3. You have to do the state assignment. What is step 3? Step 3 is here. You can see assign binary values to each state in the state table. Okay, assign binary values to each state in the state table means that is called state assignment. Okay, you have to assign the states to the binary values. Already in the state table you can see the states are in the binary value. This is 0 0, 0 1, 1 0, 1 1. These are all binary numbers only. If the states are in A, B, C, D, E, F like this, then you can assign it with the binary values 0 0, 0 1, 1 0, 1 1. Already the state has been assigned with the binary values, so no need of state assignment as well. No need of state assignment as well. Okay, understand why we don't need state assignment? Because already the states are in assigned with the binary values. Okay, if the states are like this A, B, C, D, like this. Then you can assign A with 0 0, B 0 1, C is 1 0, D is 1 1. Okay. Since here not required this one because states are already assigned in the form of binary values, so we don't need any state assignment over here. Okay. Now step 4. Hope you understand this. Step 4. Step 4 is very simple. What is that? Determine the number of flip-flop required and choose the type of the flip-flop to be used. Okay. Determine the number of flip-flop required and choose the type of the flip-flop. Choose the type of the flip-flop. So here in the question already has been given you. What is given? Here circuit state diagram is given below. Design the sequential circuit with D flip-flop. Already in the question it has been given to you. Design the sequential circuit using D flip-flop. So here type of the flip-flop already given in the question. So you cannot change it. Type of the flip-flop is D flip-flop. Now how many number of flip-flops required? That you can find out how with the using this formula 2 to the power n greater than equal to n, where n is number of states, this is number of states, and this small n is number of flip-flops. Okay, with the help of this formula you can able to find out how many number of flip-flop required for this. Okay, you can see here 2 to the power n is greater than equal, how many states it has? 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. So there are how many states? 4 states. 2 to the power n is greater than equal to 4. So how much will be n? N equal to 2. Am I correct, students? So we came to know here that number of flip-flop required to design this particular sequential circuit is 2, and type of the flip-flop is also D flip-flop. This we can able to find out using step number 4. Okay, any doubt on this step number 4? Students, I can wait. Please let me know. Do you have any doubt on the step number 4? If there is no doubt, go for the next step 5. What is step 5? Step 5 is here. It has been told to you from the state table, means you require reference will be state table. Derive the circuit excitation table and output table. So what you have to do, by using this state table, you have to derive the excitation table and the output table. Okay, so as I know that my excitation table I am going to do, in that excitation table I am going to have my output table as well. Okay, so in this step 5 I am going to derive my circuit excitation table along with the output table. So here you can see what is excitation table. Can anybody say me? So if I'll take a D flip-flop, since I'm taking D flip-flop, what is the D flip-flop excitation table? It has Q1, Q1 plus 1 and D. We have already seen this excitation table. So which is nothing else, 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. So what actually D suggests? Whatever the next state, the same will be D. So this is my excitation table of the D flip-flop. Am I correct, students? So like this, I am going to have my excitation table of this state diagram. Okay, of this state table. So for that we came to know that what will be my columns of the excitation table. My columns of the excitation table will be, you can know, present state, next state, and flip-flop input. Okay, excitation table of the circuit. How is it? It should have present state, as you know that it has present state, next state, as well as flip-flop inputs. So that I am going to do here. It would have present state, next let's say it has input, next state, next flip-flop input. As I told you, here in the excitation table we have flip-flop input as well, flip-flop inputs. Okay, then after that, as I told you in the step 5, what in the step 5 will be there? Step 5, from the state table derive the circuit excited table and the output table. Also the output also will be there in the excitation table, so that I have going to write down here output. Okay, now tell me, what is my present state? Can I denote present state as qa and qb? Yes. And what is my input? X. What is my next state? QA plus 1 and QB plus 1. What is my flip-flop input? There are how many flip-flops? Two flip-flops. So DA, DB. Are you understanding? Two D flip-flops. Okay, because we have already derived here. We require two D flip-flops. So how many flip-flop inputs? DA and DB. That only I have written here. Okay. After that, output will be single output. A circuit I have told you here. A sequential circuit has one input and one output. That only I have done here. One input and one output. Are you understanding, students? So this is my excitation table. So in this excitation table, tell me for present state 0 0. Okay, and input from the state table. What he has told, you have to derive the excitation table, output table from the state table. In the state table for the present state, how many inputs are there? X equal to 0 as well as x equal to 1. For you, you can also write down here for x equal to 0, for present state 0 0, x equal to 1. It has 2. Am I correct, students? Okay. For input 0, if present state is 0 0, it is going to the next state. What is the next state? If it is going to 0 0, for input 0, what is next state? 0 0. That only I am going to write down here. 0 0. Okay. For present state 0 0, if input is 1, what is next state? If input is 1, my next state is 1 0. That I am going to write down here. 1 0. Okay. Now, what is my output y? My output y is what? Here you can see my output y is, for x equal 0, my output y is 0. For x equal 1, my output y is 1. That I am going to write down. For x equal 0, my output y is 1 0. Okay. Now, for present state 0 0 and input is 1. Sorry, I made mistake here. My dA dB I have to calculate. Okay, for present state 0 0, input is 1. What is my next state? My next state is 1 0. That I am going to write down here 1 0. Now tell me, what is my dA and dB? For present, you can see here dA dB. How D flip flop behaves? Whatever Qn plus 1 is equal to D. Okay, how the D, whatever next state, the same will be D. Then you can write down here, what is next state here? 0 0, that will be only my D. 1 0, that will be only my D, because my characteristic equation, or from the state level you can come to know that whatever my D will be same will be Qn plus 1, whatever my Qn plus 1 is same with D. That only I have reflected over here, nothing else. Okay, now input is 1, present state is 0 0. What is my output? Input is 1, present state is 0 0. What is my output? 1. That I am going to write down at the end. Do you all understand? So how many rows will come up here like this? 8 rows. Why? For present state, each present state, 2 inputs will be there. Next 0 1 0 1, 2 inputs. Okay. Next 1 0 1 0, 2 inputs. Next 1 1 and 1 1, 2 inputs. Okay, students. Do you all understand, or any doubt on this? So this is my excitation table and output table. Okay. So that I am going to write here. So now tell me, present state 0 1, input 0. What is my next state? Present state 0 1. You can see here, present state 0 1, input 0. What is my next state? 1 1. That I am going to write down here. 1 1, and we know that D will be same as next state, so I'm just copying here. And what for input 0, what is my output? You can see here, For input 0, my output is 0. Okay. Now for 0 1, present state 0 1. For present state 0 1, input 1, what is my next state? 0 0. My next state is 0 0. Then what is my D? Same. And what is my output? For input 1, my output is 0. So that I'm going to reflect over there. Nothing, I'm just seeing the state table and reflecting it in the excitation table. Only extra thing I am doing here is flip-flop input. The flip-flop input is nothing else from the excitation table. I have just finding out. As you know that my flip-flop input is same with the next step, that only I am just reflecting over here, nothing else. Okay. Now you can see 1 0, present state 1 0. At that time input is 0. What is my next state? 1 0. Okay, next state is 1 0. And what is D? Same 1 0. What is my output? For input 0, my output is 1. For input 0, my output is 1. Now for 1 0, present state 1 0, if input is 1, what is my next state? 0 1. This is 0 1. What is my D? Same 0 1. What is my output? For input 1, output is 0. That only I am just reflecting, nothing else. For present state 1 1, if input is 0, what is my output? 0 0. Okay. And for next state, for input is 1, it is 1 0. For input is 1, it is 1 0. And D is 0 0 1 0. What is my inputs? For input X is good, input is 0, output is 1. For input is 1, output is 0. So 1 0 over. So this is my excitation table, students. Do you all understand how I have derived the excitation table? This is my step 5. Okay, excitation table of the sequential circuit along with the output. Okay, I have just derived it from the state table, nothing else. Okay, now step number 6. Any doubt on this step 5? Any doubt? Step 5, please let me know, students, immediately. Any doubt on step 5? If there is no doubt, we'll go move to the next part, step number 6. What is step number 6? Using KMF, derive the output functions. So here, what are my output functions? Here the output functions are flip-flop inputs and the output of the circuit. So these two we have to find out. So what you have to do? You have to find out KMF for DA. You have to find out KMF for DB. You have to find out KMF for Y. 3 things you have to do. One is you have to find out input functions. These are my input functions and this is my output function. You have to do both the things. First, let me do for the DA. KMF for TA. So it's how many variable? 3 variable. What are the 3 variables? Present state QA, QB and X. Okay. So QA, so it has 3 variables, so 8 number of cells I can design. QA, QB, X. So this is QB bar X bar, QB bar X, QBX, QB X bar. Okay. Similarly, QA bar, QA. Okay. And we know that place values, how it looks like. It looks like 0 1 1 0 DA. I'm doing for DA, so I have to see the DA. Okay. Since I am doing for DA, I'm going to see this column. Okay, are you understanding? So I'm going to see this column and I'm going to write over there. As you know that these are for minterm 0, minterm 1, minterm 2, minterm 3, minterm 4, minterm 5, minterm 6, minterm 7. Okay, 0 0 0. At that time DA is 0. So I'm just going to write down here DA is 0. Okay, so how it would be? 0 1 1 0. So 0 1 1 0. Okay, next 1 0 0 1. Okay, since it's gray coding, I'm doing it like this: 1 0 0 1. Okay, do you all understand? So now the grouping would be just single grouping like this. And we know that if this is the case, we have DA is nothing else QA XOR QB XOR QC. We have already seen many type of this type of things. You can do it yourself. Okay, next DB. For DB, what it would be? Again, it has three input, 3 variable KMF. I'm just doing it for the 8 cells. This is my QA, QBX, QB bar X bar, QB bar X, QBX, QBX bar. Okay, QA bar, QA. Okay, so now we can have this. We will see this DB actually. This one 0010. So we just has to put 0010, and here next 0100. So 0100. Now we can have only single grouping. You can see this is one grouping, this is another grouping. We can get DB as QB bar X plus, sorry, QA QB bar X. Okay, next QA bar QB X bar. Okay, so this is the thing. This is my DB. Next, y output function. Y will be again three variable QA QBX, and my output is, we have to see this column now. Okay, so for this again I am going to draw the three variable KMF for it. So this is my three variable KMF. Again QA QBX, QB bar X bar, QB bar X, QBX, QBX bar. This is my QA bar QA. Okay, and my output variables will be 0100. So I'm just put those things 0100. Next 1010, 1010. So if I can group it, it's just like this, one grouping pair, and this is single grouping. So I can get from this QA bar QB bar X. From this I can get QA QB, sorry, QA X bar. Okay, QA X bar. Okay, so we got Y as QA bar QB bar X plus QA X bar. Okay, now last step, step 7. Step 7 is what? You have to design the logic diagram. Okay, logic design you have to do. So first of all, I have told you how many flip-flops you require. You require 2 D flip-flops, that I am going to design it here. 2 D flip-flops. Okay, and D flip-flop which has one DA, okay, one QA, and this one is QA bar. Next, another D flip-flop which has actually DB, QB, QB bar. Okay, and I have told you, you have to design a synchronous clocked circuit. So clock will be given synchronously. Okay, here this clock, single clock, is given synchronously. Are you understanding? Okay, let's say the clock is, I am doing it like this. So it's a synchronous clock. What I have done? Positive edge triggered clock I have given. Okay, next, what is DA I have got? DA I have got it like QA XOR QB XOR QC. So I have just taken it like this. So QA QB XOR X. So I have taken it like this: QA QB QC. Sorry, QC or X. This is X. Okay, QA QB X, and it is XOR operation. So I have taken it like this, output connected to here. Okay, now DB is what? DB is QA QB bar X. Okay, so I have taken it here like this, QA QB bar, let's say I am taken directly X and get. Okay, similarly QA bar QB X bar. Okay, QA bar QB X bar. Okay, I've taken another AND gate here. Both will be connected to an OR gate, and it's connected to DB. Okay, now output Y. Y is how? Y will be my QA X bar. So output is, you can do it here itself, QA bar. So what is that? QA bar QB bar X, QA bar QB bar X. Next, QA X bar. So this is my QA x bar, or get which gets my output y. Okay, do you all understand? So this is my logic design. What is this? This is my logic design, clocked, synchronous, okay, Mealy sequential circuit, of the given state diagram. What is the state diagram given here? The state diagram is this one. In the question it's given. Okay, for this particular state diagram we have this particular logic circuit. Okay, any doubt on this, students? Please let me know. Do you all understand how I have done? Any doubt? Is there any doubt?